Hi everyone, hope you're well. So it is game day. Tottenham Hotspur face Newcastle in Seoul, South Korea at the World Cup Stadium. I'm back on the tube, just heading to the ground now. Now, just while I wait for the train, I just thought I'd talk Tottenham for a minute or two. Now, Thomas Frank, been very, very impressed with him so far in this pre-season, because he doesn't stop communicating with his players, always talking to them, always making sure they know exactly what is expected of him and in his system. Sarr has really impressed me during pre-season, and he's also impressed Thomas Frank, because he's come out and said that already. I think there's a lot more to see. You know, look how well organised, and look what a good performance it was against Arsenal the other night in Hong Kong. There are thousands upon thousands of Tottenham Hotspur fans here today. Seen only a couple of Newcastle fans, so I think the Newcastle fans are going to be heavily outnumbered here at the World Cup Stadium. So I'm now with Sim outside the World Cup Stadium here in Seoul, South Korea. Sim, how are you? How have you found the trip?
The trip's been great, but it's a sad day. Well, last couple of days it's just been overcome with emotion, heartbroken with the Sonny news. Look, the trip's been amazing. Korea, the Korean people have been incredible. They've been so welcoming. Second time here, and I've loved every minute of it. But yesterday, you know, waking up to that news here in Korea was really something I didn't expect. Look. When we knew there was something going on with Son, but I didn't expect an announcement and it was all going to happen on the Korea tour. I thought maybe we'd hear about it later, but yeah, it's just a lot of emotions to wrap your head around, isn't it?
I suppose for him, it's perfect in the fact that he says goodbye to everyone in his home country. And I suppose he's done it in the way that he wanted to.
That's also true. And yeah, he's going on his own terms. He's the one making decisions. He's not being forced out. He's going somewhere where he wants to go, it seems, as well. You know, LA is apparently they've got the most Koreans there, I think outside of Korea, apparently. So it's going to be like a home away from home for him, which he's going to enjoy. Part of me feels like, you know, as much as I understand he's 33 and he's not getting any younger, could he have gone to a more competitive league? Does he have more left in the tank? But look, I'm just looking at it from my point of view. Maybe behind the scenes, is he struggling too much of injuries? Is his body failing to keep up? I don't know that thing. I'm only speculating. But I thought when I saw him, I know he didn't have the best season, but he's still got, 22 goal contributions in all competitions. So this guy is still putting up numbers. He's still regularly doing things. So part of me is like, is he ready for that in MLS? But look, he's decided to go there, so he goes with all our blessing.
I was asked yesterday to give one of my favourite memories of Son. I reeled off about 10.
Yeah, I know. It's hard.
Give me some of yours.
Definitely. Obviously, they got the famous ones like the Puskas Award and all that kind of stuff. Winning the Golden Boot was special. I remember I was on my birthday on the Golden Boot when he won the Golden Boot that day against Norwich in a 5-0 win. And I think some real special ones. I think he doesn't get enough credit for what a big game player he was. He gets no credit for the amazing goals he scored and stuff, but goals against Arsenal in lockdown, that goal, you know, under Mourinho, that was one of the best goals I've seen in the North London derby. I think the goal in the quarter-final against Man City, I think that goal, when you think about our run to the Champions League final, that goal gets overlooked a lot for its importance, winning that game 1-0, getting that goal later on when Kane went off injured and we were struggling. He stepped up, you know, got the ball in and was able to get it in the back of the net. He's always the one to be a first, you know, first goal under Mourinho, first goal in the new stadium, first goal under Nuno, I think first goal under Conte as well. Like he's a man of firsts. He gets everyone's first goal. So he's just such a special person, and so many special moments that he always feels like he steps up in the right moments, Sonny. And whether it be a special goal or important goal, he's always there.
Have you seen a footballer smile more than him?
Never, not even close. Not even close. He smiles so much that during this tour, when he's not been smiling, it's a story. It's like, why is he smiling?
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's known for. So I'm gonna miss that smile, that's for sure.
It'd be nice to see him score a goal today as well.
Yeah,
and
sure.
What a goal he scored in training yesterday.
Yes, I actually uploaded a clip. Oh, you mean the one in the one-on-one?
Well, there's that.
There was that one.
But the top corner.
There was one in the top corner where he was doing shooting practice. Yeah. I uploaded a little clip of that. That was like, okay, see, he still has it.
Yeah.
He still has that. And I'm really praying he gets that goal and a proper send-off. I wonder if he'll play 90 minutes or he'll get a standing ovation getting taken off. Because, Frank has a bit of a balancing act.
Yeah.
Because he's got a bit of a balancing act to contend with, because we've got big games coming up.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Big games coming up against in the Super League, Super Cup final, and the Premier League starting. So he's got to get the team ready for those games. But you want to give Sonny a proper send-off as well. What
do you make of the appointment of Thomas Frank, and what have you made of pre-season so far? Because the Arsenal game, I know some people were thinking, we need transfers. We'll talk about that in a second. But we had the Reading game, the Wickham game, the Luton 0-0, even the training session finished 0-0. Where people were thinking that we were lacking that creativity, but we created a lot of chances against Arsenal in Hong Kong. A very impressive display. But what have you made of Thomas Frank so far?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I know we beat Arsenal 1-0, and I was as happy as anyone that we don't that, but it is a friendly. Yeah. It's hard to read too much into winning. If we would have lost, it doesn't mean
it's always
anything.
Nice beating them.
It's always nice beating them, but I'm not going to read too much into the how good are we now. Yeah. We've got Frank, but look, I'm positive about the Frank appointment. I was one who wanted Ange to stay. I didn't agree with his sacking. By the by, we did sack him, and I think Frank was a really good option to replace him. I think he was probably the next best thing. Yeah. And I really like Frank. I've got nothing against him. I think he's a top manager. I think he's done miracles at Brentford. So I do appreciate the decision to bring him in, and I think it's a good appointment. I think pre-season, look, I can't say. Look, but Arsenal's been really good. The double header last week against the League One sides was not that good, but look, it's pre-season, you're getting up to speed with things. I think the biggest difference for sure is a bit more defensive solidity, I think we've seen, and set pieces. Set pieces clearly a difference from how we're doing things on set pieces, making things difficult for the goalkeeper. Against Arsenal, we hit the post twice directly from corners. That's no surprise. Raya was struggling to get near them because we're putting pressure on the keepers now, and that's a big difference. So I think those little marginal gains, those little subtle tweaks that Frank is known for, those so much into the detail, and I think we're seeing little things already from that.
He's got the whistle in his hand. He's always got the notepad. He's always got the tactics board.
That's also.
I tell you what, Sim. One thing I've really noticed, particularly in these two open training sessions in Hong Kong and here, he just doesn't stop talking to the players. The communication level is second to none, and I don't think I've ever seen that much from a manager before. Yeah, and I think it's more, and I think the word I'd use is detail. Detail is exactly where he lives. He lives in the details, Frank. And you can see if a player's standing somewhere, he's always saying, no, stand, somewhere, the exact position, all these different little tweaks. I can see in training he's doing work for throw-ins. Yeah. How many times have we had a throw and no one knows what they're doing? Yeah. All of a sudden it takes us 2 minutes because no one knows where to throw the ball. Frank's working on this stuff, little things. It seems basic, but those are little details that has got Frank to overperform at teams like Brentford. You've got to use every detail you have to succeed. So I agree with you. I think you can see in training he's got always tactical boards and all these different things. And also, if you listen to that, they released his pre-match speech against Arsenal, and you can hear the things he was talking about. It's very different to Ange. Now, Ange does things in a different way. I know we're comparing him because he was our last manager. Ange was more very philosophical, motivational about how you can find something else within the player. But Frank was stuck to details, drilling into exactly what he wants from the players out there, as opposed to trying to find emotions out of the player, and that's going to be a difference, I think. What do you want to see today against Newcastle? I want to see a goal from Son, that's for sure, and I want to see a bit more chances created. I want to see some more offensive play, because I think defensive solidity has been good. I think a droplet just landed right on your camera.
I think defensive solidity's been good, but I think there you go. I think I want to see a few more chances created, maybe some shots on goal, some Kudus action as well. Judging on I was looking at open training yesterday, so I don't know if Kudus is going to start judging by what I saw from the bit, who knows how if I can read into that. But I want to see a bit more attacking. I want to see that we can create more chances as well, because the chances we've been creating, more set pieces or counters. I want to see a bit more, ability to create chances from open play.
Definitely. On that, the transfer window, the Morgan Gibbs White deal fell through, obviously. Do you expect any more signings? I know João Palhinha is just literally about to sign for Tottenham, but do you want to see any more signings, and what do we need?
Yes, of course, I do. I think Palhinha is a great signing. I think we always want more signings, don't we, as fans? Palhinha, I think, look, if we can get anywhere near the Palhinha that was at Fulham, I think it's a top signing. I think I'd be delighted with that. So it's a loan deal, makes sense. Gray's coming through. So I think a loan deal definitely does make sense. Also, his injury problems, we don't know if he's over them or not. So, but look, you've got to remember, a year ago, he's one of the most sought after DMs in the whole of Europe. Bayern would waited a year to sign him. Arsenal were trying to get him as well. So I'm a big fan of his. I think defensively, off the ball, one of the best there is in terms of defensive midfielders. He's that good, in my opinion. On the ball, he's good, but is he up there with the elites? We'll see. We'll see. I think he'll be perfect for Frank Ball, to be honest. So I think I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with Kudus. The question is, do we replace Son or do we rely on Telenodebert? Well, listening to Frank, it seems as though he's going to rely on Telenodebert. He's not going to sign someone.
And Johnson, he said as well,
And Johnson on the left. I don't know if that's smart. I don't know if that's enough firepower. Is there enough goals? The only one there I'd back to get a few goals is probably Tel, because I think he's more of a goal scorer. Well, I guess Johnson as well, but I've never been a fan of him on the left. So I definitely think if it was up to me, I would sign another left winger. And I think, another number 10. I think clearly that's what we're looking at. I think if we get Palhinha and we're able to play a number 10 alongside a Maddison or a Bergvall, I think that would really help alleviate some issues people might have with that Palhinha signing. So I think at the moment, window's going well. We've got a month left to go, but I think we still need a few more. But the big question is, here's some outgoings.
Sim, do you know, outside this World Cup stadium here, I've seen a lot of Spurs shirts. We have definitely outnumbered Newcastle today, but there are a lot of other shirts as well. I've seen an Arsenal one, a Chelsea one,
You know what I saw?
Munich.
You know what I saw? I saw a Tottenham shirt with Sol Campbell on the back. I saw a 23 Sol Campbell Tottenham shirt. Wow. That blew my mind.
I haven't seen that. Barcelona, Real Madrid. It seems like all football fans come to these sorts of games anyway. They all want to see Son and of course Yang as well. What have you made of Yang, by the way?
I mean, we saw a bit of him against Luton. He looked quite bright, but I do think he'll go on loan, won't he? I think he's physically, I don't know if he's ready for the Premier League just yet. He did all right at QPR, nothing special. Struggled to get starts, came off the bench, did well. Wasn't like a complete flop, but it wasn't like he showed he's ready for prep. So I think he just needs another loan, unfortunately.
Lastly, because I could talk to you all day about Tottenham. Now in Hong Kong, we were on the replica bus.
Yes.
The Europa League winning bus.
That was fantastic.
Going around the streets of Hong Kong. Talk to me about that, because that was brilliant, wasn't it?
As James Blake said, we were going Guna hunting.
Brilliant.
Guna hunting around Hong Kong, and that was fantastic, I have to say.
Outside their hotel as well.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. We were just going around Hong Kong, trying to find Arsenal fans to troll, basically, essentially. Yeah. And that was a great experience. You lived for an hour, 45 minutes. We lived the life of a Tottenham player who'd won a trophy and doing an open-top bus parade. That was absolutely fantastic. That was a great experience. I'd love to have done that again. I think James went 5 times, I think. So I don't know if I think he wanted to go again, so I don't think he was sick of it by the end. But yeah, for sure, the Arsenal fans didn't appreciate, I think, bumping into us.
and it's great, Sim, isn't it? Because we, obviously come from England, and we go to Hong Kong, come to places like South Korea, and the amount of fans here that come up and say hello to us because they enjoy our content. And also, one of the most common questions I get asked a lot is, do you know those twins? Do you get on with them too? Can you put that to bed?
Come on, we're all right, people. We do okay. People always come up to me and say, you get on with Chris. I'm like, why would I have an issue with Chris?
Exactly. Good guys, these two. Yes, anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to him again very soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
So I've got Lee with me from Newcastle Fans TV. Of course, Spurs face Newcastle today here at the World Cup Stadium in Seoul, South Korea. Lee, how are you? How are you finding the trip?
It's been a long 2 weeks. Done Singapore, done South Korea. It's starting to rain. I actually do enjoy it.
I welcome it, exactly, yeah.
I've got a nice tan going on as well. You need to catch up. But no, it's been a wonderful 2 weeks. I'm fatigued now though, but it's been wonderful, hasn't it?
Catch up. I'm going home and then off to Munich and then to the Super Cup final. So looking forward to those trips.
We've both got Champions League this year. So
yes,
we'll both enjoy
Champions League as well.
trips.
Yes. How's the pre-season gone so far?
What, on or off the pitch?
Both. Go on, tell me everything.
I'm not going to read too much into results because whatever happens tonight, whether we win or lose, I don't think you can read too much. I think you can with the performances a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we've not played, I say particularly well. We did all right against Arsenal, but against the K-League, we looked absolutely shattered, and it will be a totally different team tonight what played the other day. Off the pitch, it's well documented, the whole Alexander Isak situation, that Liverpool going to come back in for second bids. I'm in the mindset, get rid of him. Get rid of him now. It's get 150 million up front if you can and reinvest that into 2 strikers. I know Benjamin Sesko is heavily linked. This has obviously between the 2 of our clubs as well. Where's he going to go? And possibly maybe another centre midfielder. So we're a little bit slow this summer. We have brought in Alanga. We've just done Ramsdale on loan. That'll be cover for Dubravka who heads out. But it's been frustrating. I never thought I would say that. But this is the first time the PIF have had criticism.
Isak is going to be a huge loss though, isn't it?
Right now, if we don't bring a striker in, we finish the mid-table.
Yeah.
Because goals win your games. For us, taking 20 odd goals out every season, we're a mid-table side, aren't we? So it's really important that we reinvest.
Lee, what do you make of last season? Of course, we both finished with a trophy.
It's mad, that, isn't it? And Palace did as well.
Incredible.
I don't think that'll ever happen in our lifetime. Us and Palace winning a trophy, it was amazing to see. For us, obviously, we got the Mickey took out of us because it was just a League Cup and all that. But for us, it meant everything. It's first time.
A trophy is a trophy. Don't have that.
First one I've ever seen in my lifetime. It was emotional. 300,000 in the city centre was just brilliant for the parades, and you guys have done it as well. So fair play. Probably one of your worst Premier League seasons, along with Man United. But at the end of the day, I think Ange just delivered what he said, and probably a little bit harsh that he's gone.
From your point of view, looking at Tottenham now, what do you see in terms of the squad, and what do you make of the appointment of Thomas Frank?
I think it's a sensible appointment. I think he plays nice football, and obviously he's developed players such as Brian Mbeumo, Vissa, Norgard, to name a few. And can he develop Spurs players into that next level? I know you're going to lose Son, which is a huge blow, but he's got Champions League football. I mean, from an outside looking at Spurs, I think you've just got to qualify for Europe again. I mean, you can't get any worse than what you were in the league. So. You've got to finish top 7, top 8, haven't you?
What do you make of the announcement that Son is leaving Spurs?
Well, I just said to you off camera, I thought the timing 1 week before the Premier League kicks off is not ideal for you. But you then turned around and said to me, it's great for him for his send-off effectively. And this is going to be a 9-to-1 ratio tonight. But I'll tell you something, you'll hear from you'll hear our black and white voices sing, but look, it's going to be emotional for him and all the fans because he's like a global icon, isn't he, to the Koreans? So he's had an unbelievable career, hasn't he?
What would your memory be of Son in the Premier League? Because Spurs fans love him, but I think that most Premier League fans, no matter what team you support, they all enjoy watching him play.
Well, I think he's come on leaps and bounds, hasn't he? When he first come over, and then the partnership with Harry Kane, wasn't it? Then he was. Those two are just world class, and we done a Q&A. With Kieran Trippier the other day, and he was just speaking high praise, not just as a footballer, but as a person as well. He speaks really high regards on him. Obviously, I don't know too much off the pitch what he's like, but he seems across as a bit like someone who enjoys the football. Yes, he's paid handsomely, but someone who likes to go across the white line and think, I'm here to enjoy myself today. And look, you can talk about his talent, the goals. I mean, I remember what stands out his goal was that one where he ran from his own half and just went past everybody. It was just world class. What a goal that was! Well,
I can tell you, Lee, he's an absolute gent off the pitch as well. Always smiling. Who do we need to look out for in this Newcastle team tonight?
Depends who plays, first of all. Look, Joe Linton's going to come in. Bruno's going to come in. Gordon, I don't know because he played the other night. It's going to be a mixture of a team, isn't it? I think realistically, when we play again in the Premier League, we'll have a stronger side out. But I don't know. There's a lot of the mate of the young South Korean kid here, Park Seung-soo. He was flashy the other night. He's done a lot of interviews this week, and he could be, if we develop him right, don't know whether he's going to go out in loads. He could be one to watch, but it's difficult with the pre-season friendly.
Which Spurs players out of this squad would get into your Newcastle starting 11?
Solanke. We haven't got a striker. Will Asula's not going to lead the line.
You didn't even need to think about that.
Because that's look, we're desperate for a striker. With Callum Wilson's just joined West Ham,
Yep.
and obviously we don't know what's going to happen with Isak. So I think it'll be Solanke right now if you pinpoint to someone. Obviously Son, obviously, but he's not going to be a Spurs player for long. It'll have to be Dominic Solanke, and that's mad me saying that because we've got Isak.
Is that it?
Right now, yes.
That's it.
Right, yeah, I know I might get stick for that, and people might say, "Oh, well, he didn't mention left back, the right back, your two centre backs." And I know you've got, but I think if I said to you, right there, one player from Spurs, we need goals. Solanke is not the final product, I don't think, but you'll guarantee with 15 to 20 goals, I reckon.
Who will finish higher up in the Premier League table next season, Spurs or Newcastle?
If we get a strike at us,
What's the aim? What's the expectation?
I think we will, but I don't know if it'll be Sesko. Not it's between us and Man U.
But in terms of league position, what would be a good finish for you again?
Europe. We've got to hit Europe now every year. We have to. We've got. It's for PSR reasons. Yes, it was brilliant that we won a trophy, and look, it was for yous as well. But for us now to compete with the big six, if you still want to call them that, we have to qualify for Europe. We've got to get, because we've been penalised not being able to spend since the takeover. So European football.
Lee, when you taste that success of lifting that trophy and you see in the trophy parade and the fans are absolutely loving it, is it league position for you, or is it about winning trophies? Because as you mentioned, Spurs finished 17th. It was when it won a trophy, and if you saw that trophy parade, that was incredible. And every single time I talk about it, look, goosebumps. So trophies or league position, what's more important for you?
As a fan, it's trophies. For the board, it's league position, because it's revenue, isn't it? But for me, it's all about winning the trophies. When I die and I'm in my grave, or I'm on my deathbed, I look back and think, you know what, I've seen my team win a trophy. I'm not going to remember us finishing 4th or 16th or 11th or whatever. It's being there at Wembley, going on a European adventure. You're on this European adventure because you won that trophy. It's the memories that you make, so trophies all day long.
So still very happy with Eddie Howe in charge?
Love Eddie Howe to bits.
Yeah.
He needs back though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's not going to England either before years all start.
What's your score prediction today?
I reckon we'll improve better. I think the performance will be has to be better than what it was the other day. I'll go score draw. 1-1.
Last question for you. Have you seen much of Tottenham during pre-season? Did you see the game the other night, us beating Arsenal?
I've seen you beat Arsenal. I haven't seen the game because I've been too busy doing all my stuff in Singapore and South Korea. So again, yes, it's nice to beat your rivals, but you take that in the league than in friendly. Of course you would. I mean, I'm quite happy to get beat up something 5-0 in friendly, long as we beat them in the league. So it's about how you start and how you finish, isn't it?
Lee, great to see you. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Enjoy the night, not too much though, and come on you Spurs. Now, as I mentioned earlier about different shirts, Tottenham and Arsenal coming to this game. So the team lineup is now out. Only 4 players keep their spot in at the starting 11 from the team that beat Arsenal 1-0 in Hong Kong. Game time and match minutes for a lot of players. Thomas Frank is rotating his squad. And of course, after tonight, we've only got one pre-season friendly left, and that is against Bayern Munich next week. And then it's the Super Cup, and then the Premier League season starts.
Okay, Sonny, fair to say that was emotional.
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment and it was really emotional. Whew, I'm getting emotional again. Yeah, it's beautiful moments and yeah, what can I say?
It must be so difficult. Look, you've done 10 years. You've done so much in that time. I can imagine it's quite difficult when it must all just come flooding back when you're standing with your teammates and you're in your home country. It's almost like a perfect moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a perfect moment and it was really tough, to be honest, in the last couple of weeks. But I think the moments of sharing these beautiful moments, I think is the something that I will never forget, and the something that I will always appreciate it. So, so from the fans, from the players, also from the gaffer, and he understood my situation, and he was always on my side and always listened to me, and then he always asked about my things, what I want to do. So yeah, I think I have a huge respect, and I'm very grateful.
Take us into the dressing room before the game. What was that like? What were you saying to the players?
Yeah, I said exactly the same thing. The players made it a better person, They made me better person than better player, So I'm such a lucky guy that having such an amazing group of players, amazing group of the boys next to me, and feels like they're little my brothers, now. So I just wish them all the best, and they have a 5 competition in their ahead. So I hope. Thank you. I hope they win all the five competition as much as possible, and yeah, that's my wish, and that's my hope. And Spurs will be always my heart, and those boys will be always in my history book. So yeah, I'm very glad and very happy.
Just finally, how do you sum up 10 years of Spurs? I mean, what words?
Incredible. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, gone so fast, the 10 years. Some amazing moments, some beautiful moments, and I can only think about the beautiful moments, and amazing moments. So Spurs will be always in my heart, and I will cheer you, as a family member. So all the best, guys.
네, 지금부터 2025 쿠팡 플레이 시리즈 두 번째 경기 토트넘 핫스퍼와 뉴캐슬 유나이티드의 경기 후 기자회견 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 먼저 오늘 토트넘 핫스퍼의 프랭크 감독님 그리고 뉴캐슬 에디아 감독님 순으로 이어지겠고요. 이외에 특이사항이 있을지 미디어 관계자분들께 따로 공지사항을 좀 해드리도록 하겠습니다. 자, 먼저 오늘 경기 1대1 무승부로 끝났습니다. 프랭크 감독님께 빠르게 경기 소감부터 한번 여쭤보고 기자회견 출발하겠습니다.
Okay, today's match result was 1-1. And how do you think about that?
Thought in a good game between two competitive teams. Scored a great goal from high pressure where we were winning it high. It was a big part of what we like to do. I also think we wanted a high, maybe 4, 5, 6 times where we could have created more of those situations. And then we dropped a little bit back, and then second half we got back to more of that. Yeah, a fair result in a even game.
네, 우선 토트넘과 뉴캐슬이라는 좋은 팀들 간에 충분히 좋은 경기 내용이었다고 생각합니다. 전반전에는 하이프레싱을 통해서 전체적인 주도권을 잡아가고자 했고 그 부분이 잘 먹혀서 또 전반전 내에서 한 4번에서 5번 정도의 찬스를 더 만들 수 있었다고 생각하는데 그런 부분이 조금은 아쉽지만 그래도 전체적인 경기 내용이 참 괜찮았다고 생각합니다.
네, 이제부터 손을 들어주시면 저희 담당자분들이 마이크를 건네도록 하겠습니다.
Hi Thomas, two questions in one really. First off, how's Madders and exactly what happened to him? And secondly, with Sonny, have you ever seen anything like that on the football pitch? And what were the scenes like in the dressing room after as well?
Yeah, it's like in life and football. I think sometimes life and football can be brutal, but also sometimes very beautiful. So I think it was brutal to what happened to Matters. It looks like a bad injury. Of course, we don't know exactly the status on it. It didn't look good. And then on the other side, unbelievable, beautiful scenes with his teammates, the big respect from Newcastle. Can't praise that highly enough from the players on the pitch. The scenes after, first when we walk around, and then when his teammates gather around him, and you see he's highly emotional. And then in the change room as well, I just said a few things very shortly because it's about Sonny, and then he said a few things, of course, very emotional. So very, very beautiful scenes about Sonny.
네, 우선 기자님께서 두 가지 질문을 주셨는데요. 첫 번째는 메디슨 선수의 상태에 대해서 한 질문이었습니다. 지금 메디슨 선수의 상태에 대해서 감독님은 가끔 축구는 좀 잔인하기도 하면서 아름답기도 한데 오늘이 그 잔인한 일이 펼쳐진 것 같다고 하셨고, 그러면서 아직 정확하게 진단을 내리진 못했지만 이제 그렇게 좋아 보이진 않는다라고 말씀을 하셨습니다. 그리고 두 번째는 손흥민 선수의 오늘 교체 아웃될 때 상황에 대해서 언급해달라고 하셨는데요. 감독님께서는 그 장면이 정말 너무나도 아름다웠고 또 경기장에 있었던 선수들 그리고 특히나 뉴캐슬 팀 동료들한테도 너무나도 감사하고 또 너무나 존경적인 그런 순간이었다고 합니다. 그리고 손흥민 선수가 교체돼서 나왔을 때 팀 동료들이 손흥민 선수들을 껴안아주면서 그런 순간들이 손흥민 선수도 약간 감정적으로 올라온 모습을 보였고, 그런 순간들에서 약간 축구의 아름다움과 또 손흥민 선수 또 그런 토트넘 팀메이트 뉴캐슬 팀에 대한 존경심도 같이 생긴 그런 순간이었다고 합니다.
네, 다음 질문 받아보겠습니다. 뒤쪽에 기자님. 네, 잘 아시겠지만 질문하실 때 마이크를 입에다 조금 더 가까이 붙이시고 질문해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네, 토트넘이 프리시즌 일정이 한 경기 정도 더 남았는데 손흥민 선수가 더 뛸 가능성이 있는지, 아니면 오늘 경기가 손흥민 선수의 토트넘에서의 마지막 경기라고 저희가 이해해도 될지 궁금합니다.
Okay, the question is that the Tottenham has one more game in the preseason. And then today's match was the Sonny's last season or last match where he has one more chance to play one more game.
I think it most likely was Sonny's last game. Yeah, it's very close. So yeah, that's the answer. Short.
네, 오늘이 마지막 경기인 것 같다고 간단하게 말씀해 주셨습니다.
네, 뒤에 기자님께 앞쪽에 있는 외신 기자님께 마이크 보내주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Hi Thomas, can I just firstly quickly check on what Madders exactly injured?
We are pretty sure it was the same knee that he had the previous injury in.
Thank you. And then can I just ask you to give us a bit of an insight into what's happened over the last 24 hours in the build-up to this game since Sonny made that announcement yesterday?
Not too much, if I'm honest. Knew he had to play. He will play this game no matter what. If this was potentially his last game or not, he will captain the team. I think the only thing was I spoke a little bit about him. With him, I like to make sure we honored him in the right way. Of course, also had a little bit of a professional view on it, so I need to have other players on the pitch as well. Bits like that, but that was the only bit I would say.
네, 기자님께서 메디슨 선수의 부상 상황에 대한 그 디테일한 정보를 여쭤보셨는데요. 처음에 감독님께서 아마 메디슨 선수가 전에 다쳤던 부분을 동일하게 부상을 당하신 것 같다라고 또 말씀하셨습니다. 그리고 손흥민 선수가 어제 기자회견에서 이제 토트넘에서의 이별을 그 기자회견에서 발표했는데 그 이후에 오늘까지 그 시간이 어땠는지에 대해서 여쭤보셨는데 그 손흥민 선수가 그런 어떤 뉴스나 그런 거에 상관없이 또 경기를 프로페셔널하게 잘 준비했고 또 여기 토트넘의 구성원 모두가 손흥민 선수가 경기장 밖에서든 안에서든 정말 프로페셔널하고 전문적인 선수라는 걸 알고 있기 때문에 오늘도 여느 경기와 다름없이 잘 준비하셨다고 합니다.
네, 시간 관계상 마지막 질문이 될 것 같습니다.
There are young players, so many young players joined this game, and who was there any player that stood up of you, and how was Yang Min Son? There he had only short opportunity. To how do you think about him?
The first bit was what? Sorry, about Sonny or other players? that
Stood out of the young player.
Oh, today?
Yeah, today.
I think of any of our young players, I think Archie Gray stood out. I think he was really, really impressive. I like the way he was carrying the ball forward, his run down the side and half space runs, and also think his aggressivity in the duels and in the pressure was very good. I think that was a very promising performance, and it was lovely to have the opportunity to put Yang on the pitch, clearly in front of the home crowd, and he almost scored the goal, which would have been a fantastic for him and for the team.
네, 기자님께서 오늘 경기에서 또 가장 돋보였던 어린 선수가 누구였는지 또 양민혁 선수의 어떤 경기력은 어땠는지 질문을 하셨는데요. 첫 번째로 오늘 경기에서 가장 눈에 띄었던 선수는 아치그레이 선수였다고 합니다. 아치그레이 선수가 오늘 정말 큰 인상을 남겼고 특히 전방으로 볼을 운반하는 과정이나 또 하프스페이스에서 볼을 받고 거의 운반하는 모습이 너무 인상 깊었고 또 특히 프리싱 상황에서 또 팀을 위해서 아낌없이 헌신하면서 열심히 싸워주는 모습이 너무 보기 좋았다고 하셨습니다. 그리고 양민혁 선수에 관해서는 양민혁 선수도 오늘 충분히 좋은 모습을 보여줬다고 합니다. 특히나 양민혁 선수한테 오늘 대한민국 팬분들 앞에서 보이는 그런 모습이어서 좀 긴장도 되고 했었을 텐데 너무 좋은 모습 보여줬던 것 같고 골과도 가까운 그런 모습이 있었지만 아쉽게도 골이 들어가지 않아서 아쉽다고 하셨습니다.
네, 이상으로 토트넘 핫스퍼 토마스 프랭크 감독님의 경기 후 기자회견 모두 마치도록 하겠습니다. Thank you.